Hello everybody, welcome to this special edition of The Swerve. I'm your host Vince Russo, and I'm sitting here with Justin LaBar of Chair Shot Reality on WrestleZone.com. Now Justin, I was just on your show. The episodes are running now. We did a lot of stuff to celebrate your 250th anniversary. Now, Justin, that says a lot about you and the show Chair Shot Reality. Let's face it, over that time, 5 years, I'm not a mathematician, but I think 50 times 5 is 250. But let's face it, web shows come and go, especially when it pertains to professional wrestling. I mean, there comes a point when the hosts get kicked out of their parents' basement, so they got to kill the show. 250 shows, that says a lot for you. Can you explain to me how this whole thing started?
Vince, I was just a wrestling fan with a passion and a dream to talk wrestling and present it with, using my TV and video background. And an opportunity presented itself at WrestleZone.com. It started by scribbling some ideas on a cocktail napkin, took it to a living room of a bachelor pad apartment, and now it's all the way to this point where we're in a multi-million-dollar studio.
What do you think it is about the show that makes it heads and tails above everything else? I mean, let's face it, I do a podcast. There are a million podcasts out there, but wrestling, Chair Shot Reality is up top there. What is it?
Well, I think our production value, I think production value works with it. I think I've built myself on so many different mediums with print, video, audio. I've built a good following and my brand with reality checks and Chair Shot Reality, the book of reality checks. So I just feel like that kind of stuff is, we're being consistent. Every week, you're going to see Chair Shot Reality. There's none of this long-winded 3-hour babbling about stuff that doesn't matter.
Just I gotta be honest with you, I love this show. I mean, there's no question. I flew 1,000 miles from the Rockies to come here in Pittsburgh. The weather's been horrendous since I've been here, but I came here because I love the show.
And that was a big spot to me. That's a big compliment to me.
But you see, when we're talking here, I'm hearing a lot of, me, I, me. So you're attributing a lot of the success to you. I mean, this is your baby.
It's funny. I always joke with Josh and guys. Josh has missed time for vacations. And I've been on every single episode. I'm the only person. There's never been a Chair Shot episode without me on there. Love me or hate me, we keep it going.
So, in other words, let me get this straight. So Vince Russo, who's been in the wrestling business for 23 years, okay, got on a plane. I don't know if you've ever been to Colorado, mountains, wherever you look, you could drink out of the streams. I can get down in the streams with the deer and drink the water. Crystal clear, beautiful. You want to smoke the pot, you want to relax, it's illegal. It's legal. I left all that to fly 1,000 miles to Pittsburgh. No offense against the city, I love Pittsburgh, but to see you.
And I appreciate that.
I want to explain something to you. Listen, I watched the show. I'm a fan of the show. And that's why I agreed to come on the show. But I don't think it was so much about you. Listen, bro, let's face it. You're in your late 20s, a little balding, not the best looking man in the world, but that's besides. But here's the thing, look at me. So I come in this studio yesterday, you bring me in this studio and you start introducing me to the cast. Okay? Join in anytime you like.
Yeah, you saw Josh, you saw Brian, you saw Caroline, you saw Sam.
Let's start with Josh and Brian first. Let's stop there, okay? I'm introduced to the male parts of the show first, Josh and Brian. Okay, now I had to take a second look because I'm saying to myself, the first thought that came to mind was, are these guys wrestling analysts or are they Chippendale dancers? I mean, let's face it, bro, not for anything, two very attractive guys. I've been married for 31 years myself. Bro, I wanted to date Josh, and I don't even swing that way. So, okay, so we have these guys, these model-looking guys. Bro, listen, you know people in wrestling that do shows like this.
Yeah.
You know what they look like. You know they tend to be overweight. They tend not to have many friends. They tend to live with their parents. You know the deal. These two guys, this Josh and Brian, these guys, let's face it, they could be the anchor of the evening news. Correct? Okay.
You're right.
Okay. So then, okay, I'm meeting them, I'm talking to them. The next thing I know, your wife walks in. Rachel. Handsome woman. Good-looking woman. And let me say, enough right there, 7 months pregnant. This woman's like the cat's meow. And now here's the deal. Like, I'm looking at these 2 model guys. I'm looking at Rachel, and like, I'm looking at late 20s, balding.
It's not really that. It's blonde. It's just thing.
Whatever, bro. Whatever you got going up here, it's between you and that. I don't want to get involved with it. So, but now I'm starting to think to myself. Listen, I used to work with Vince McMahon. You know that, right? And I've said on many interviews, Vince McMahon is a genius. The reason he's a genius is he surrounds himself with other geniuses. He's got a genius, the director of a show. His writer used to be a genius, because that was me. It used to be a genius. They don't have any geniuses there anymore, but he surrounds himself with smart people. So now I'm looking at this Josh, and I'm looking at this Brian, and I'm looking at this Rachel, and all of a sudden I feel like I'm in the land of the beautiful people. Comment? Was that chance?
Well, I just think that good-looking people gravitate to me.
Good-looking people. Okay, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. But then we're not done with the cast at that point.
It's verified on Twitter.
Oh, well, and I'm not. So that does say a lot about a balding man in his late 20s. But we're not done with the cast yet. There's more. There's more to come, right? And as a special surprise to you, Mr. LaBar, Chair Shot Reality, I've got the last 2 members. Ladies, please.
What's up, Justin? Thank you for having us.
Samantha.
We're here.
Now, listen. Let's not say anything for a minute. Let's all 4 of us look at the camera. Okay. Now, do you get this picture here? Balding, late 20s man. The lovely Caroline. By the way, Caroline, what else do you do for a living?
I am a model.
Oh, hey, surprise, you're a model.
Yes, I do a lot of, that's my job, is to model as well as.
And you probably get big money to model.
Yeah, sometimes.
Deservingly so. The lovely Samantha. How did you get involved with Mr. LaBar?
Well, me and Justin go back a couple years, funny stories, but just me cosplay and going to WrestleMania, we met each other through mutual friends and knew I had a passion for wrestling.
Now let's go to the meeting each other through the mutual friends business. I have to believe, the picture I'm getting here of Mr. LaBar is I would think he was more looking to have that meeting with you than probably you were. Is that fair to say?
I mean, we met in a bunch of bars, so.
Listen, I don't want to use the word stalked. You just alluded to that. I'll let that go. That's a whole other issue. But now, listen, we got the men. We got Josh, who again, I'm still open to dating Josh. Who knows, bro? Who knows how that?
Who wouldn't be? I know. Come on.
Ladies, we got Brian, and we have these 2 lovely ladies. Now listen, I don't. First of all, I got to point this out because I know how you think, bro. I know how you think. I know you girls are very young, and ladies are very young. I don't know if you know this or not, but you ever hear of a little show called Gilligan's Island?
Yes. Okay.
Has anybody ever brought this up to you 2 before? Because this late 20s balding man here, who let me get this straight to my audience. This man is a genius. Listen, everything I'm saying, this man is a genius to have put this ensemble together. But if we're going to get real here, let's get real. Genius. Listen, I'll ask you the questions when I'm ready. I'm talking to the ladies right now. Now, I know you ladies are very young, very beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Justin's a little older. Do you understand, like, he's got the whole Gilligan's Island fetish going with you?
I think I'm starting to pick up on it now.
Now that you pointed it out.
He's got Ginger. He's got Mary. See, what he's trying to do is, here's the deal. Let me take it from here. Listen, he knows there's 1,000 podcast wrestling shows out there, okay? He knows most of these shows, men in their 40s, overweight. Between you and us, probably virgins. I don't want to make it personal. If they're virgins, that's up to that. I don't want. But you know, in the basement of the mother's house, you know, I mean, you see concrete everywhere. You know, so he sees all this. Listen. There's a Vince McMahon Jr., there's a Vince McMahon Sr., let's just call him Vince the Third. And listen, let me ask you a question now. You and I went to breakfast this morning, and did you not say that sometimes your own crew refers to you as Vince?
They do. I'm always working, I'm always power stepping around.
Always power stepping around. So he sees everything that's out there, and he's like, listen, I'm going to do this podcast, but this podcast is going to go at least 250 shows. It's going to go at least 5 years and well beyond that. Now, at that point, he probably looked in the mirror and said, like, hey, look in the mirror. Like, all right, you know, I'm not the best looking guy in the world, but I'm going to surround myself with the beautiful.
Well, thank you.
That is what we call ourselves on set.
Now, ladies, I know we just met yesterday. I just met Justin yesterday. I know it's none of my business, but you know, I worked with a lot of divas. I worked with a lot of knockouts. I know what the pay scale was, and I'm just hoping that I would assume you somewhere in the six-figure range for Mr. LaBar.
Yeah, get real.
Yeah, it's not in the six-figure range.
Real. We're talking about like 1 drink a week kind of a scale at the bar after we finish shooting kind of a pay.
One drink minimum for Ginger and Marianne over.
Well, there's a lot of people in the cast and crew. You can't play.
But did you not also just tell me yesterday? You know, you gotta understand. I pick up things. I pick up things when we talk. Did you not only tell me? I say, girls. I mean, I'm not trying to stir this up here. I'm just trying to give you your rightful due. You know, look at these things. Now, did you not tell me yesterday that? Oh yeah, Vince. I make my living off of Chair Shot Reality now and WrestleZone and everything I do wrestling.
I did.
I don't think you make a living with the wife's got a bun in the oven, the lovely Rachel. She's got a bun in the oven. I don't think we're buying the diapers and the formula and all that stuff on a 1 drink minimum.
Well, yes.
But the drinks do cost more.
Ginger wants to say something.
We're just very lucky to be part of Chair Shot Reality. We love being on it.
Love doing it.
So what you girls are telling me now is there's a little brainwashing now going on here as well.
So even though it is 1 drink a week, maybe, Justin, if you grow this, I better be the first person that you call.
Well, I'll tell you this. Listen, I'm a Christian man, but I don't want to go down that road. But the guys watching this at home, I'm sure, are growing this. That's another story for another time. But the beautiful ladies in front of the camera, that's not enough. That's not enough. Well, listen, I was in the wrestling business for a long time. Bro, there's a lot of ugly cameramen out there. Ugly cameramen. Okay, they gotta lug the cameras around. They weigh a lot. They're usually sloppy, dirty, right? Yeah. But we're not gonna have any of that on this show. Here, come here. Give me this. You hold this. You come here. You take a seat here. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the lovely Alex. Mr. LaBar, look. Caroline and Samantha are not enough. That's not enough. Just in case the audience at home has to catch a glimpse of the cameraman at some time for whatever reason, we've got the lovely Alex.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Give her this back now.
Go back to my drink. So even though we're lucky, Justin.
Well, look. We'll talk about it. I know. We'll talk. We'll start with 2 drinks, and
then maybe we'll see about 3.
Then maybe dinner.
Now listen, I know I called you out. I know you've been exposed to the entire world, but the reason I did this was you are an absolute genius. Look at these beautiful women. Look at Josh, who maybe I asked him for his number before I leave. I don't know yet. Brian, the beautiful Al. I gotta tell you this, Justin. Truth be known, I came out here 1,000 miles, not to be with you, to be with Ginger and Marianne, the lovely Caroline, the lovely Samantha. I didn't even know about Alex. If I knew Alex was part of this package, I might have flown first class. I mean, who knows? But listen, I got to give you props. As somebody that worked with Vince McMahon and saw his genius, what you've put together here on Chairshot Reality on WrestleZone.com is genius. And listen, somebody had to call you. And I'm proud that I was the one to do it.
Can you say it one more time? The word?
What's that?
Gene.
Hey, let credit where credit is. Look at this. I wish you've got poor Alex here. She's got a boom mic on her shoulder like she's a 300-pound linebacker.
She gets a drink too.
She can't even zoom in the camera on the lovely girls. We have to get this 4-shot over here. But listen, you are a genius, bro. And listen, I want you to know, because of you ladies, not because of this balding, father to be. Listen, once the kid is born, forget about it, bro. It's over, it's done with. But anyway, I flew 1,000 miles for you ladies to be on this show because of you. And Mr. LaBar, you are a genius, and I want you to know I am available to come out here, do this show for you at any time. Bro, you may work others, but you're not going to work somebody that's been around the block a few times. Any last comments, my friend?
It takes a genius to identify a genius.
And we'll end it on that note. Listen, Chairshot Reality every weekend on WrestleZone.com. Forget this. Here, look away from the camera. We're not watching it for this. Ladies, look into the camera. Big smile. There you go. You know what they call that? You can turn around now. You know what they call that in the wrestling business? Money. You girls are money. He knows it. The show is money every single weekend. Tune into WrestleZone.com.